Welcome back. It's time for a winner. NBA parlay of the day. No problem with the Kings last night. The Bulls, well, a little bit of an issue there. So we don't hit, but you know what? We're back today on Tuesday. And if we hit today, then we're up so far this week. That's the beauty of it. So thank you first and foremost. You can hit the thumbs up button. That would be wonderful. Let me do some stuff before I ask you to do anything more. And let's go over to OddsShopper and see what we can find here when it comes to building leg one of our NBA parlay. Would you look at that? It's the Golden State Warriors. It's the team that is doing everything they can to get out of the bottom of the play-in scenario. In fact, if they lose, they'd be tied with the Houston Rockets. So they're trying right now, motivated, if you will. There is a fire lit below. The -1.5 point spread is where I'm going to begin right now. It's too low of a number for me to ignore. I don't need to jam in a money line just because it's a parlay. The -1.5 is a great number, and I believe that the Warriors win and cover that. Absolutely. You can look at a couple of things here with Golden State. We'll talk about Miami in a second, although they are clearly, when you look at the 10th and final playoff spot that they're basically hovering with, Miami has dropped 6 of their last 10. At home, they're 13-21 against the spread, 3-9 when you're talking about against Western Conference teams. This is not a Miami Heat home court advantage. Let's be honest. It's just not. Warriors, on the other hand, are just winning games right now, 22-11 against the spread on the road this year. 22-11, including 10 of their last 13 straight up against the spread. Miami is not in a position to beat a more motivated Golden State Warriors team. And I'm looking at the line movement here and seeing how this jumped a little bit in the morning and is slowly on MGM, that's where we are, has slowly crept back up, if you will, to -115. So we had a chance. We had an opportunity, but I'm not doing this video at 6 a.m., unfortunately. When I am, I'm looking at this line jump out and say, okay, well, thanks to OddsShopper, I'm able to see history here, and I'm able to see where the Warriors are at -1.5 at my book where I'm betting this at BetMGM. So we don't worry so much about how evenly matched these two teams may be, respectively, in the standings when you look at the West for Golden State, the East, and Miami. And we're not looking at anything more on the Miami Heat side. 13-21 against the spread overall. Now with an extra motivated Warrior squad, it's really, really hard to ignore that. So this is step one. Step two, to get you on OddsShopper, just click the link below. You can use the code Shander, get 20% off. You're getting all this stuff on the left. All of that. Discord, expert picks, plus EV bets, the parlay builder. Absolutely. And I'm showing you here, 20% off code Shander, just some cool stuff that we can apply, including here with the total. And that's our second play. Looking at this total at 233.5 right now, it's dipped a full point. Some books are actually offering 233 as we see it. But the Mavericks and Kings, both on the second leg now of a back-to-back. You see how many guys are playing deep, right? And I know Sacramento with Sabonis in foul trouble, it wasn't the typical night of heavy minutes, but come on. Fox and Murray are loading up on minutes. Sabonis normally, when he's not in foul trouble, loading up on minutes. You think it's any different with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving? Of course not. Luka played 40-plus minutes last night. Insane. And also, if you look at coming off of a game in Utah, for adding on to this, guys are going to be tired. Legs, it's just going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get up shots. It's going to be tough to not just simply go through the motions right now. You're talking about teams that have been hitting the under consistently. Both of these teams consistently hitting unders over their last 5, their last 10, their last 15. You don't need to know the numbers as far as what it breaks out. It's just these teams are playing to the under. And I think with the expectation of star power on the floor, is there going to be another triple-double by Sabonis? Luka Doncic going to drop 50. Kyrie going to do something crazy or say something, whatever. There's expectation of offense. And already you've seen this total dip from 234.5 to 233.5. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento in the high 220s, what they've been averaging over the last 10, 15 games, points per game, that recent stretch, it's hard to think that both of these teams are going to be interested in a track meet tonight. So we're going to go under that 233.5, which brings us on over to BetMGM. And you can see the Warriors -1.5, under 233.5 for the Mavs and the Kings. That's plus 249. That's our parlay of the day. We just built it. We just used a little help from our friends over there at OddsShopper, and we just built this sucker. So now at plus 249, you can head to BetMGM below. 21 or older, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER and get your first bet back up to $1,500 if it loses. So you can put up to, doesn't have to be, up to $1,500 on this parlay. If it hits, I just made you some money. If it doesn't, BetMGM is going to put it right back into your account. All right? OddsShopper, code Shander. The MGM link is below. The parlay, the Golden State Warriors on the spread and the under in the Mavs Kings game. All I'm asking is that you subscribe, is that you hit that little subscribe button on the way out. That would be wonderful. Thanks.